Number one, we all know that Obi-Wan is coming out, tomorrow? Is that when it's releasing?
Friday, yeah.
Friday, okay. I thought it was tomorrow for some reason. Yeah, Friday. Obi-Wan is coming out, and Hayden Christensen is going to be a part of this. And Hayden Christensen took to a local, some sort of trade magazine. I honestly can't pronounce the name of this freaking thing. I
don't know.
I have no clue. It seems legit. But he was actually talking about the Star Wars sequel trilogy, something I've personally never heard him talk about before. And he says, I really enjoyed the sequel trilogy. I think it was a great way that they honored this character. I really enjoyed the sort of everything they've been up to with, and it is fun for me to just go back to being a fan, watch these stories like everybody else. Well, that seems fair. It also seems a little cut and paste, or copy and paste when you hear actors who are obviously coming back into their old roles or starting to work at a studio. They're like, man, I love everything they do over there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But Hayden Christensen is coming back playing Darth Vader again. Seth, people have been on have in the past. He got a lot of shit for his portrayal as Anakin Skywalker, and he got a lot of hate. But now people are starting to warm back up to him. Do you think there's something to be said about nostalgia and how it can affect the way we look at characters, even the ones we didn't like?
Well, here's the thing: is that it's not that people are changing their minds. It's that the people that like him now, the people that are praising him and excited for him, are kids that grew up with those movies. They're not people changing their minds.
That's a very good point. Well, I think some are.
Well, you have some of them that are like, okay, I'm going to throw me in there, for example. Even though I'm someone who did technically grow up with those movies, I don't love those movies. The prequels.
Yeah.
I like Revenge of the Sith, but that's it.
That's a good one.
I like Revenge of the Sith quite a bit, but I really don't like The Phantom Menace, and I especially don't like Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
But I'm still excited to see him come back.
So am I. And I was one of those people, if you go back and watch my Star Wars series reviews, I was a little hater on Hayden Christensen. Sad, it's irritable and it gets everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Your delivery. But I think it was Revenge of the Sith when I realized that maybe George Lucas was kind of the problem, because Hayden Christensen in that movie was actually it was played off pretty darn well.
He was a lot better in that one than he was Attack of the Clones.
I think it was just a way that he was directed, because when he was angry, he was really good. But when he was doing the sappy thing, it just didn't work out for me. Real quick, I'm going to get to some of the comments below. It says, Jimbo says, I think I'm going to drink some beer for today's show. Yes. So if my comments get progressively trolly, don't mind me. No, we welcome the fizzy drinks. And Caleb, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. He says, I worked at my local theater for a year. I loved every second of it. Unfortunately, they let me go due to the pandemic. Oh, yeah. Also, they gave us 5 free movie tickets a month as a perk. Holy Seth. Can I get movie tickets from you?
No, I don't think that's how that works.
How that works.
I can see movies for free. I don't think I can get people in for free.
we're gonna start that. Okay. Yeah, the pandemic. Actually, Seth wanted to get a job at the theater years ago, but also affected by the pandemic. But luckily, we're out of that now. And again, Seth, I'm happy and proud of you, man. And I'm just all right. Cool. Well, maybe we can get some good movie posters to put in the studio. I don't know.
I thought about that too. I know you did. I want some new posters for my room. I know you can't see any of them, but I have a Transformers Revenge of the Fallen poster.
Ooh.
And where's my other
the
ones?
Rare commodity.
I have a Force Awakens poster.
But you still have that. Yeah,
I do. There's 2 movie posters that I really want though, so I think I'm gonna get some new ones instead.
Well, I think if I believe, maybe Caleb can confirm this, but I think getting the movie posters is kind of like a first come first serve. Better.
Yeah. Well, I could also just quickly. go to the store and buy one.
Fair. But yeah, so back to the Hayden Christensen thing. No, Seth, you make a very good point. People that grew up with those movies, those were their introduction into Star Wars. And for the hardcore fans, like, they don't quite understand that the prequel trilogy is fun for people that grew up with those. They really are. Now moving forward with kind of bringing up some of these prequel trilogy characters, and the people who love the new Star Wars, the people who grew up with the prequels, and even the older folks who grew up with the regular Star Wars, like myself, maybe we can all come together and be like, you know what? We can really just enjoy this freaking franchise together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, in my mind, I'm just like, it's all Star Wars. Like, obviously, there's the stuff that I like, there's the stuff that I don't like, but I'm not going to be one of those annoying people. It's like, Rey's not a Skywalker, it's not canon. Like, shut up. It's canon. Like, whether you like it or not, it is canon. Like,
how do you think they're going to deal with this canon stuff? Let me be more specific. When it comes to the whole, Obi-Wan, Darth Vader thing, there's a big debate going on. What's canon, what's not. Like, people thought the last time that Obi-Wan and Darth Vader saw each other, it was on that fire planet. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure you do. Thank you. It was there, and people thought, okay, that was the final battle. They haven't seen each other until they meet again in A New Hope. Now, they never specified that was the last time that they saw each other. But do you think that's canon, or do you think that's imaginary canon? That's canon we put in our own head, so now we have a hard time thinking that they. And what if they fight each other 2 or 3 times in this show?
I mean, it's a retcon, is what it is. Like, originally they probably meant, oh yeah, last time we saw each other was on Mustafar. Even if they didn't say it, that's what was in their minds. But it, like you said, they didn't specify,
right?
So they can easily retcon it and be like, oh well, actually they did meet again. Oh, there's certain things that they can't retcon though, which I've gone down that rabbit hole before.
What's like what?
Darth Maul. People like the people who want Darth Maul to be the villain of this show, like and fight Obi-Wan in this show, which would literally just destroy canon like entirely. Like, it would break everything.
Well, I've always said that Darth Maul can be in the show. He just can't fight Obi-Wan. He can still be in the show. He can be a looming background character.
He could.
But it does make it difficult to believe that he was not in. Well, does he die again before A New Hope actually begins?
Darth Maul?
Is there a storyline where he dies again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you don't care about spoilers for the animated shows.
No, I'm not. I'm never gonna watch.
So, spoiler alert for Rebels, for people who do care about that stuff.
My man.
They meet again at the end. I think it's one of the final episodes of Star Wars Rebels. Darth Maul and Obi-Wan meet again, and they didn't know that the other one was alive. Obi-Wan, of course, thought Darth Maul was killed because he cut him in half, and Darth Maul thought Obi-Wan was killed during Order 66. And they find out that the other one is alive, and they have one final battle on Tatooine, and Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul. That is what happens. We see it happen in the show.
So question for you: do you think what do you think the possibilities are of them actually taking some of these cartoon adaptations and bringing them to a live action thing, and say and kind of turning the table and saying, hey, live action is canon?
That would upset a lot of people.
Would it?
I'll say that. I mean, combine Clone Wars and Rebels, that's what that'd be 11 seasons of TV that people were invested to, that all of a sudden Disney's like, well, actually maybe it's not canon. And it's not like, oh, it's bad, so if you take it out of canon, it doesn't matter. No, people love those shows.
Right.
So, yeah.
Jimbo says, I never blamed Hayden. I'm just excited to see him return. It was the fault of George Lucas. As a director, he should have gotten a better performance out of his actor. I agree 100%, Jimbo. I think as much as Star Wars is 100% George Lucas's baby, George Lucas is not the person to direct. It's the same. I think it's going to come down to the same concept as like Todd McFarlane and Spawn. Like, hey, you did a great job writing that character, but let somebody else direct that movie you want so bad, you know, because what's his main point? Like, I just want Spawn to look cool.
Yeah. He's the things he is saying is very concerning to hear from a director.
Right. But that's Spawn. We've talked about that before. You guys can check out those videos.
I'm sure we'll be talking about Spawn again at some point this year, of him saying it's right around the corner or something.
It's coming. I promise. One quick thing I wanted to point out, going back to Hayden's quote here. You know, one thing I have noticed a lot more. I've seen a lot more articles coming out about Hayden Christensen talking about, you know, when he was cast as Anakin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, people get put into these roles that you see them in, especially when, like, you only see him in that role. You don't really know too much of their acting career outside of their main role. And Anakin seems to be that, and Darth Vader, well, more Anakin seems to be that role for Hayden Christensen. But like hearing him, which this quote is not specific to. Well, I brought this up because this shows his excitement. You know, the way he says, just to go back being a fan and watch these stories like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, the story when Hayden Christensen was originally cast as Anakin, he had a roommate, and his roommate was really excited for him to get the role. So, you know, he got the role, and he walks in, and he looks at his roommate. His roommate's like, "Did you get it?" And Hayden Christensen pretending like he lit up a lightsaber, and they did this like fake lightsaber battle, jumping around doing Star Wars stuff for like 15 minutes. I love stories like that, man. That humanizes a person, especially actors who can seem a little bit more than human sometimes, because they always seem just like these things you see on TV, and they're so far away, you know. But when you see them, when you hear about them in a human element, I think that's really cool. With that being said, guys, Hayden Christensen is really excited he's happy about the sequel trilogy. It was kind of it was a blanketed statement that he said over it. But are you guys happy to see Hayden Christensen back in his role of Anakin? And what are you expecting to see from that moving forward? Let us know in the comments below. Jimbo he says, how funny would it be if he's just in the suit? We never see his face, right? And he's voiced by James Earl Jones again. Welcome back, Hayden. Hide him. We've all thought about that. Yeah.
We're going to see Clone Wars flashbacks, I'm sure.
Right. That's exactly how they're going to do this. Clone Wars flashbacks. Not just that, but also I think we're going to see a lot more of Vader without the mask.
Yeah, you're probably right on that too.
You know, and it's, you know, to kind of just put that image out there, you know, and maybe show that he wore the mask less than we thought he did. I don't know. Would that kind of like neuter the character of Darth Vader? I
don't think so. And in my opinion, I feel like Darth Vader is one of the characters I want to see more of. Now, obviously, we've seen a lot from Darth Vader already. He's pretty much the star almost of 6 movies, you know, like the prequels, kind of. That's his whole thing, and the original trilogy is all built around Darth Vader. So
you're right, but at the same time, what I mean by neuter, you got to remember, it's hard to separate, but we got to remember Anakin and Darth Vader are 2 different people in a sense. You know, the whole Obi-Wan, you know, Darth Vader killed your father, you know, like it's that concept. So what I mean by neuter Darth Vader is, if we humanize Darth Vader as the character, would that kind of bring his intensity down? If we dive deeper into this character as a character study of his Darth Vader stuff. See, I don't see it should be that way. I think when we see Darth Vader, we should see the Titan Darth Vader. We should see everything that he does that earned that name, that, you know, that fear that goes across the galaxy. That's what I want to see. So would it neuter the character to see a more human side of him by taking off the mask, so Hayden Christensen can have more screen time, not in just flashbacks, you know?
Yeah, I don't think so, personally. I can see how somebody else would think that, but...
And James Earl Jones is coming back for this?
We don't know. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's in it. Like, they probably want this to be like his final hurrah as the character, you know, because I mean James Earl Jones is 90, so
yeah,
they probably were like, you know what, let's get him in, you know, have him do this, play the character one final time, and that's probably what this is.
You guys said that in the prequel trilogies.
Yeah, 20 years ago.